Hi, Jack Bennett here. Today I'm going to show you how to piece together your first double bass drum beat that you ever play. The first thing you probably want to get happening with double bass drum pedals is being able to play, as I was then in the introduction video, being able to play 16th notes, just 1 E and 2 E and etc. All right. The hands are just going to be playing the 8th note, what you would play in a regular 8th note rock beat. So 8th notes on the hi-hat, going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and of course the snare drum backbeat on 2 and 4, nice and solid. I'm going to rim shot in this video. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Underneath that, we're going to be playing leading with our right foot. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. It goes. Okay, so on paper, it doesn't look that difficult as compared to other things that you could be playing with double bass pedals, like 16th triplet things, 32nd note things, and so forth. But if you've never done it before, you're going to experience exactly what you experienced when you picked up the sticks for the first time and you started going, why doesn't it work? So basically, there's going to be no motor skill there. There's going to be no muscle memory. You've never done it before. Your feet don't know how to fire properly and all that sort of stuff. So what we're going to do is look at some kind of sub exercises that you can play first, which will help piece together the entire pattern. Obviously, we want to be able to go nice and solid like that. That's the end goal. But if you don't get that straight away, that's fine. We can do a number of things to break it down. As I always talk about, if you've seen any of the stuff from Ultimate Drumming Solution and other products that I've done like that, whenever you have, say, a 3-limb pattern and you can't play it, instead of just trying to force it over the line, it's a really smart idea to break that 3-limb pattern down into like sub-units, if you like, of 2. So if you were playing, say, if you couldn't play that, then you just do the hands. That's 2 things happening. Or you do just the right side, so right foot and right hand. Or you do right foot and left hand, okay? So you're doing combinations of 2 or units of 2, and then eventually you piece the whole thing back together again. Well, it's the same idea here, plus we can do some extra things as well. All right, so that'd be my first thing, is if you can't get it to happen all 3 at the same time, and it's very likely if this is new to you that you're not going to be able to do it, and that's okay, break it down. So let's just leave out, for instance, the left hand. It's pretty obvious that you can play this, right? If you can't, learn that first. That's one of the units of 2. But let's just leave the left hand out, and we're going to play the 16th notes on the bass drum, leading with the right foot with the hi-hat. And what that means is that the right hand always lands with the right foot. Okay, so it's just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And at the start, even though I like to accent the pulse to give it a bit more groove, but if even that is giving you trouble, then just play an accent on every single one. Keep it really simple and stated, and just do that. Or even just with the right foot, as I said. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. All right? And then eventually work in the left foot as well. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. And you might want to take it slower as well. 1 E and 2 E and etc. Okay, so that's using the right hand and the right foot, hi-hat and bass drum. Now we'll play the bass drum and the snare drum. And this is going to get us a little bit of diagonal coordination, because on beats 2 and 4, when we hit our backbeat with our left hand, at the same time we're playing our right foot. And you don't want it to split. You don't want it to be like flamming, going like, or the other way, going. It's got to land, right? It's got to land in unison. It's got to be one sound, not split apart. And that can take some time, okay? So just take your time with this. So what we're trying to get now is this, nice and slow to begin with. 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so, and of course, as we did with the hands, you can do the hands on their own as well. So that's one way of approaching it. If you find that you can do each of those units of 2, but you're still having trouble playing the 3. Here's another thing that you can do. Instead of playing all the 4 16th notes at the same time, you can break that pattern into a couple of basic exercises as well. So let's just look at one beat worth. Obviously, there's 4 beats in every bar, 4, 4, but let's just look at one beat worth. We've got right, left with the bass drum. Right, left, left. And that, of course, is just 1, E, and A. So the first thing to do is to identify what each foot is doing, okay? Because you need to know exactly what's happening in every 16th note and subdivision within the beat. Otherwise, you're probably going to have trouble lining things up if you don't know what's supposed to land together. So obviously, as we play this, the downbeat and the in-between 8th note, so beat 1 and 1 and, is the right foot. And the 1 E and A, the E and the A, which is the 2nd and 4th 16th of every beat, is the left foot. So you might just want to play that first, okay? So that'd be, if we just did the right foot, that would be 3, 4, 1 and 2, and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2, and 3 and 4 and 1. And if we then played the 1 E and A, which will help get the feel happening for the left foot, because your left foot might just have no idea how to coordinate, because we're now playing 4 limbs at the same time, right? It's not just a 3-limb thing, everything's going at the same time. So let's now incorporate that. 3, 4, 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now some people say that you should play the left foot on the downbeat as well, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And there's certainly nothing wrong with that. The time will come, no doubt, in your double bass drumming playing where you'll need to do that at some point. So a useful thing to learn. But for what we're trying to do here, it's not actually what we're going to end up doing with the left foot. So I would advise that for this beat, trying to learn this beat, that we keep it on the 2nd and 4th 16th note, because when you bring all the feet and the hands together, that's ultimately what it's going to be doing. So we may as well practice that if we're going to bother isolating it. So again, left foot goes like this: 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A, 1. And the right foot goes 1 and 2 and etc. From there, if you still can't get after doing that, and there's a really good chance that you will be able to after that, there's a couple of other things you can do as well. Why don't we start playing 3 notes together? Okay, and there's 2 different things that we'll do here. Instead of playing 1 E and A, which is all 4 notes, let's just play the first 3 of every beat. 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and. So it's right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right. We'll put that with the hands, okay? So this is just kind of giving you that little bit of space, because you're taking away one of the 16ths, you're taking away the final left of every beat, and it gives you a bit of room to think and try and get things happening. And again, the slower that we play it in the beginning, the more real time, the more actual time your brain has to think about what's going on. And in the beginning, it's going to feel like spaghetti, it's going to feel really wobbly, and that's okay. So this might be a really good one if you're having trouble, all right? 1 E and, 2 E and. Put it with the hands now. 3, 4. 3 E and, 4 E and. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And the next exercise is we leave out the 2nd 16th. So this time we put back in the 4th 16th, which is that 2nd left per beat, but we now remove the 1st left, which is the 1 E. So now the pattern, instead of being 1 E and, 2 E and, is now 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. And from there, probably alternate maybe each one, maybe do a bar of each. So, and then 1, 2, back to the first one, and so on, and then eventually just give it a shot. You're just going to have to jump in the deep end once you've got this confidence behind you, and it's not going to be too long before you can do that, okay? It's really good to be able to play this beat, because from there you can do all sorts of different things. We can add 30-second notes to the front of it, 16th note triplets, and so forth. All right. So that's a little lesson on piecing together your first double bass beat. The double bass beat. Crucial thing is take it really slow. Don't try. I see so many students, private students, and people I see on the internet. So I've got they're really going fast, getting really frustrated. You get in this really negative headspace because your emotions kick in. You think, oh, I can't do it. There's something wrong with me, whatever. It's not true. It's just that you haven't developed those neural pathways yet. You have no motor skills, okay? It's all about repetition, and the fastest way to do it is to play it really slow in the beginning. If you graph it out or you time how long it actually takes you to be able to play the pattern, taking this what seems like the slower approach in the beginning will actually get you there faster in the long run, okay? So really slow in the beginning, and always break these now 4-limb exercises into units of 3, and then even further still, if that's giving you trouble, break the rhythms down so that you're not doing all 4, you're doing patterns of 3 and then piecing it back together, all right? So I hope that helps. If you're having trouble piecing together your double bass beat, check that out.